Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm back, going live again, trying to get this uh, contract assigned. I'm gonna reach out to as many cash buyers as possible right now. I may start calling through some more of these realtors as well. Well, I appreciate you guys for hopping in here so quickly. That's love. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Derek, covering everything wholesaling real estate related on the channel, specifically virtually wholesaling real estate. That's what I'm doing. I currently live in California and I'm sourcing opportunity out in Houston, Texas. So if you're in Houston and you uh, want to connect, I'd love to connect with you. The best way to get a hold of me is either going to be Instagram or the Discord group. Both the links are in the description. Discord being the better of the two to get a hold of me. I'd love to connect, see if we can make some shake on any future opportunity, see if we can do some deals together. And then Instagram as well. There's a couple other links down there, affiliate links for a couple batch products, batch leads, and batch skip tracing. If you're interested in signing up for either of those and you want to support me and the channel here, feel free to go through the links in the description. Other than that, gonna hop in, try to just stay on the dispo efforts. Just try to going grassroots with it. I'm going sliding into people's DMs. I'm posting it to Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Like I said, I'm probably gonna hop on the phone again in a minute here with try to get on the phone with some realtors, following up with the people who had expressed interest. I'm probably gonna do that first. Let me make a little to do list for myself. Um, I want to repost to Craigslist. Let's say I don't know how reposting to Facebook Marketplace works, but there's a way where I can kind of like bring it to the top of the feed. I'm gonna look into that. What's up, J Lub? Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, bro? I'm going to, and then I want to round back with everybody who already showed interest, like people who have already gone back and forth through DMs with on Facebook to round back and be like, hey, did you get a chance to look at the property? At least get their feedback. Because I know my asking price is high. I think the next time around, I'm gonna try my best to. Well, it depends on how it's priced and what the contract's at. But I was taking or I've been taking the approach of asking high and allowing people to lowball me. But I'm finding, or at least I'm led to believe that like these buyers don't really want to lowball you. They don't want to have the conversation with you. They'd much rather just like shop like it's online shopping and just hope that they're the ones that gets the deal first, you know. But they don't care to like run the if they ran the so let me give you the numbers on this one. It's under contract for 120. Um I blasted it out at asking 175 or best offer, and I've gotten one offer at 140, right? And it's only because again he took the time to like call me and lowball me, and he pretty much knows that it was a lowball. But and the way he even said it was like, so I don't know if you have to go back to the seller and get a price reduction. You know what I mean? So um, I think that I'm finding that buyers just want to kind of scroll. They just want to scroll and be like, boom, that's a deal. You know, they don't want to run the numbers just so that they can convince or confirm with themselves, like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna need this probably at 140. He's asking 175. I might as well not bother. And I'm assuming that that's probably how buyers are looking at it. Like, I might as well not bother with this deal. It's not a deal at the price that he's asking, so I'm not even gonna bother to lowball him. I think that that's what may be happening. So, not I don't know if it's the best way, but a way to kind of offset that in a different approach is you hear people as opposed to ask high and accept something lower. Do it in the reverse where you say recommended starting offer at 140 in hopes of people bidding up to like 150, 160 or whatever the case is. So I'm gonna try to take that approach in the next time around. You kind of can't do that when you don't have a lot of buyers though, because what you're essentially trying to do is start a bidding war. But if you're not exposing it to a lot of buyers, then you're not really prompting a bidding war, and you're essentially just gonna it's gonna be treated the same as a starting recommended starting offer, and somebody's just gonna give you the recommended starting offer because that's what you're asking. I don't know though. I haven't played around with it too much. Obviously, just not having enough deals under contract to test it out. But I think I'm gonna try that next time around. But with this one, if it doesn't move and it doesn't seem like people want to lowball me, I have the room to re-blast it out, remarket it at a reduced price. Price reduce. You'll see that all the time with other wholesalers and stuff. Price reduced. It was this price, now it's this price. So nothing's stopping me from doing that, but I do kind of want to let it sit out there just in case somebody does come along and do what this guy did and be like, yo, I can't do 175, but I can do probably 150, 160. I just want to see if I can get somebody come in a little bit higher than the 140 mark where the other guy was at before I start reducing the price. So what was I just, oh yeah, I was making a list. And then I want to slide into Facebook DMs, like new Facebook DMs, scour and scan these Facebook groups for people who are raising their hands saying that they're cash buyers in the area in which my property's in. I try to stay in the zip code or in the area that the property's actually in so that I'm not like finding a Facebook post where somebody's like, yeah, I'm interested. I'm a cash buyer in this property that's 30 miles away from where my property is, not to say that they aren't a buyer, but just to go after kind of the low hanging fruit first. I want to see the people who are saying, yes, I'm a cash buyer in this zip code or in this subdivision, in this area of town. And then I'm going to call more realtors. So this isn't going to be the most exciting stream, but I wanted to hop on here and kind of shoot the shit with you guys and chat with you while I do it. So to start, I'm gonna hop over to Craigslist. I like open 2 tabs of Craigslist so that I can have Craig's. I wonder who Craig is. So that I can pull open a new posting, create a posting on one tab, and then pull up my account and refer to the last posting that I do because I'm just posting the same thing with the same pictures in 2 different spots at Craigslist 3 times a day. That's what I'm trying to do. It only takes me a minute, so I might as well. Again, it's just one of these grassroots, real organic type of marketing that's free. And I've had poor experiences with Craigslist as well. It doesn't really attract the right type of buyers, but again, it only takes me a quick minute, so I don't want to make an excuse to not do it. So I go real estate by owner. For the title, I say the zip code, investment opportunity, type in the zip code, copy and paste the description that I put. It's the same description that I use for like the Facebook group posts or the email. It's all the same thing. It has the address, lets them know that it's an assignment of contract. It has the property details, any like noteworthy things. So in this case, the noteworthy aspect of the deal is the fact that he has made additions to the property, but he did not get permits for it, and that he will remain in the property. He's going to have a post-possession agreement. He's going to remain in the property after we close before so that he can get paid to use that money to move out into his new place. And then I give an asking price, the estimated ARV. I list a couple of comps, and then I give them the directions on how to make an offer. Reply to this post via email if you want to make an offer. Proof of funds are required for the complete address because I don't put the complete address on the post. Please do your own due diligence, meaning that I'm not going to tell you how much it's going to be in repairs. If you want to go walk the property, you can do that. $4,000 non-refundable earnest money secures the deal. Buyer pays all closing costs. Cash or hard money only, please. Somewhere in here, I might actually say now that please do your own due diligence. Just right after that, I'm gonna put in parentheses. Walk through scheduled for the 19th. Laundry, they make you do a couple of these things on Craigslist. Laundry on site, street parking, continue. Make sure the zip is correct, continue, and then add images. Uh, grab these 4, and then these other ones. So I just put them all in there. They're not in any particular order. They only allow you to post 24 pictures on Craigslist. So I tend to try to duplicate the ones that are, or sorry, delete the ones that are kind of duplicative of each other. They tend to kind of repeat, or you can get different pictures. So I'm just kind of cleaning it up, but still that needs to be seen is seen. Drag the picture of the front of the property to the first slot because that's going to be the one that's featured, the big image. And then I try to kind of just make the first few pictures after the front of the property, again, the stuff that you'd want to see, like the bedrooms, the bathrooms, and the kitchen. And then again, I'm kind of just going through and deleting some of these redundant pictures, dragging the pictures into order, bringing this picture of the kitchen up, dragging this picture of the kitchen up, the bathroom, and then the living room. Particularly, I'm putting them in this order because those are kind of the cleaner parts of the house as well. It's like once you start getting to the exterior pictures in the backyard and the additional units in the back, it kind of you start to really unfold and uncover how much work the property truly needs. So I try to lead with the pictures that makes the project look a little bit more promising. Go ahead and publish that. And then I'm going to post it in the second section, which is for sale by owner. And I post it in general for sale by owner. Same thing. Asks for the postal code. Copy and paste the description. Come over here again to the other tab. Copy and paste the title. Continue. Zip code's correct. Continue. And then I'm just going to grab these images again. Grab those. I was rewatching that video where you explained to me the contracts you used in your first 2 deals. Very helpful. Did you use that same contract in your third potential deal? I've used a number of contracts now, JLip. I don't know, to be honest. The one that I used for my first deal was just the 1 pager. I remember that much. I think the second deal too was just the super simple. That may be the one that you're referring to. I kind of parted after. Yeah, I haven't used that 1 pager in a while. I'm using a new one that I got. It's like a 2 pager. The coaching program that I was in for a brief amount of time. Um, it's just a little bit more built out, a little bit more in depth, more things to protect not only you as the wholesaler but the seller as well. The 1 pager that I was using, you could have written it on a napkin. To be honest, it was fairly simple and straightforward. Not like I've run into a case where it's like, oh, I wish I would have had a more robust contract, but I had an opportunity to implement something new into my system when I was a part of that coaching program. So I went ahead and did that. I wouldn't trip too much about the contracts though, JLep. I know you're kind of getting your ducks in a row to start, generating leads and stuff. I wouldn't stress too much about that. Use the 1 page contract. I mean, I'm not an attorney, so do your own thing. You sound like a big boy. So make your own decisions at the end of the day. Do your due diligence, but don't get hung up on it. Don't let it prevent you from taking action. Done with that. Publish. All right, that's reposted to Craigslist. Now I'm gonna check out Facebook, see if I can. Oh damn it! I was running into issues with this. I don't know why it just logged me out of Facebook, and I. No, there it goes. I think. What's going on? Let me exit out of some of these tabs. Okay, here we go. All right, let me exit out of Craigslist. Return to my account just to make sure that those two posted. They did. I'm gonna post those again towards the end of the day. I just try to do twice in the morning, once in the morning, once midday, once in the evening in two places, all three times. And then I bump my Facebook group posts in the mornings so that it gets put to the top of the feed. And right now, I'm gonna pull Marketplace open to see if there's any way that I can kind of refresh the the listing that I put in there, because I just don't want it to. The reason why I bump the post in the Facebook group, or the reason why I post it multiple times a day on Craigslist, is because it just gets flooded and drowned out by everybody else posting this, not the same thing, but posting just in general. So I just try to keep refreshing and bumping it to the top of the feed so that when new people come to the website, whatever, wherever that may be, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, the groups on Facebook, uh, I just try to do it as often as possible so that hopefully it's the first thing that the right person ends up seeing. So let me see, Marketplace, selling, two active and pending. Okay, that's the two properties that we have under contract. 201 clicks on the first property, 27 clicks on this one since I posted it a couple days ago. I'm gonna pull it open to see edit listing. Okay, so I don't have. I'm gonna throw a couple more pictures in there because right now it kind of looks like one of those spam posts where it's just like one picture and nobody wants to click on those. So let me add these two, and then try to add a few more. That one. That's good. I got the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the dining room, the bathroom. Maybe I'll try to find one in the backyard just so that I'm not hiding anything. I like that one. I like that one. That's good. Let me go next. See, like, I wonder if this bumps it to the top of the feed when I say update. Is it just going to update it in place, or is it going to bump me to the top of the feed? I wonder. You're breaking up pretty bad. Oh, shit, my bad, J-Lep. My internet's been really poor recently, so I apologize if it's choppy and stuff. Good luck, says Daniel. Thanks. You're good now. You were breaking up a good minute when you answered my question. Oh, my fault. My fault. My fault. Okay, there we go. Let's say, hey, Ruff. Well, let me wait. Well, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So 3 people reached out to me through Facebook Marketplace. One of them was this gentleman named Raphael. Let me make sure that I took note of his name. I did. Property still available? Can I walk property even on the outside? I said we're gonna have a chance this weekend. Um, then I'm gonna round back with him and say, hey, Raphael, if were you still interested in this property here? We have a time scheduled for Saturday to walk the property if you wanted to. I think that's probably Marcus pending, view listing, list in more places, edit listing. I feel like by updating it, possibly relist items. You can create new listings using the same information as your other listings. I don't really know what that means. Let's click it and see what it says. Relist items. Oh, no. It just means the ones that you have marked sold, you can relist them. So that's probably all I can do. Renew your listing. Here we go. Renew listing. So you can only renew it every so often, it looks like. So I can renew this one, the older property. Your listing has been renewed, but you can only renew it every 7 days. So I have to wait another 5 days to renew this one. So that's good. Good to know. All right. So did that pretty much figured out what I wanted to figure out too. So every 7 days you can renew it on Facebook Marketplace. So now I want to round back with everybody who's already shown interest, just like this. I just spit a bubble. So just like this gentleman, Raphael. Just got the lease back agreement from Jared. Let's take a look at that. Oh, I can't see that for anything, Jared. Try opening it with something else. No. I wonder why it's like that. All right, so let me hop back over to Facebook. Or no, I wanted to round back with everybody. So this gentleman was the first person to reach out to me. I'm going to go find him in my Sideline app and say, hey, we're set for a property walkthrough this Saturday at 11. Please let me know if you plan on attending so that I can confirm head counts beforehand. Thanks. There's that person. I just rounded back with Raphael. And then, so with, I'm going to break this into a different sector, round back with everybody. I'm going to say everybody through Sideline, everybody through Facebook DMs, emails. I think that should be it. And my Google Voice. So some of my A-list buyers, the ones that have actually worked with me before on my deals that have closed, I'm actually reaching out to them through my Google Voice number as opposed to my Sideline number. I probably should get a completely different sideline number for like the disposition, but that's, again, I'll cross that bridge when I get there where it becomes so problematic because the sideline number is what I use to follow up with my kind of warmer leads, but not my hot leads. Once they're super hot, then I'll give them my Google Voice. But I kind of want to preserve the integrity of my Google Voice so that I can hold on to that number long term. So first I'll finish following up with everybody through sideline. Anybody who I called or texted yesterday, whether that be the realtors or anybody who reached out to me. Um, so or you even replied. So a lot of these people, like, do you think that's too much? 24 hours? Nah. Since I've talked, like, I like this first realtor that I connected with. Her name was Kathy. I called her. I gave her the pitch, and she says, "Yeah, send it over through email." I sent it, and I texted her saying, "Thanks for taking the call. I just sent the email over. It should be coming from this email. Feel free to present it to any of your investor clients and let me know what they think. Thanks." And she says, "You're welcome, and we'll look it over." And it's been 24 hours now. I don't think that's too obnoxious. Hey, Kathy. Uh, just wanted to round back to see if there was any interest in that deal. We have a time set for this weekend if anybody is wanting to walk the property. Let me know so that I can confirm the head count beforehand. Thanks. And I'm going to copy and paste this and send it the same exact way, switching the name out, obviously, to everybody else who I talked with yesterday. Hey, Kathy, just wanted to round back to see if there's any interest in that deal. Uh, I'm going to reference the zip code. We have a time set this weekend. If anybody's is wanting to walk the property, let me know so that I can confirm. I'm going to say, please let me know. No need to be rude about it. Please let me know so that I can confirm the head count beforehand. Thanks. Copy that, send it off, and go down the list. Next one was Ashley. Boom. Don't know who this was. Jasmine was her name. Let me just pull up the property to make sure that I spell it correctly. Because her name is not in her email address. Jasmine, just like you'd think it would be spelled. Hey, Jasmine, just wanted to run back. Boom. Same thing. This isn't a realtor, but it was somebody else who I was talking to who reached out. Boom. 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 Hello, I've sent to two people and they are not interested because of the flood zone. Ooh, that's news to me, huh? I didn't think to look into that. You're good now. They better reply back to you before this live stream is over. I'm saying Ashley's not interested because of the flood zone. Let's check it out. Um, Harris County flood control map. Flood warning system, flood education mapping tool, active construction projects, mowing schedule, floodplain reference marks is I think what I need here. Reference marks play an important role in the permitting of development and administration of the national flood insurance. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a flood education map. Map floodplains in Harris County relative to residences, businesses, and other structures. Monitor rainfall amounts and water levels in bayous and major streams on a real-time basis. I think the flood education mapping tool is what I'm looking for. Click on image to launch interactive map. I accept. Type in the address. Oh, it is. It sure is. It is right smack dab in the middle of that thing. Floodway. Oh my gosh. It is right on. I wish you guys could see. It is in a flood zone. That's for damn sure. This whole area is, and his property is really close to, I guess, a river, a bayou. Yeah, it's right there. Floodway 1%. 1% 100-year floodplain, an area at risk for flooding from a bayou, creek, or other waterway overflowing during a 1% flood. Structures located in a 1% floodplain have a minimum of a 1% chance of flooding in any given year and a minimum of a 26% chance of flooding during a 30-year period of time. Wow. I'd imagine that makes it quite difficult to sell. Uh, Essentially, if any retail buyer buys this on a 30-year mortgage, a conventional loan, 1 in 4 chance that the property floods. That's pretty crazy. So that's news, huh? Hello, I've sent to two people and they aren't interested because of the flood zone. I say, okay. Thanks for the feedback. I'm going to. I don't know if I had already done this, but no, I had it. Take these people's names down for future reference. especially the ones that are getting back to me. I appreciate it. Adding these agents to my buyers list, not my master buyers list where they're gonna get like all of my emails, but rather so that I can reach out to them specifically. Oh, okay. I was wondering. I talked to two Jasmines yesterday. One of them with an S, one of them with a Z. I was like, I don't think I'm. But I swear, somebody was spelled with a Z. We have this guy. I think maybe not. Oh, I think this guy's on my master list. Yeah. All right. I think that's. I'm having a lot of people reach out to me from equity cash offer. I also keep a list of like possible JV opportunities from people approaching me. I've just been turning everybody down because it doesn't make sense unless the property like is like I cannot move it. Then I'll get like a JV partner involved, right? But it just doesn't make sense to. How can I say this? I've said this before, but like let's say I had a property on a contract for 100. My buyers are coming in at like 110, and I'm thinking, maybe you know if I JV'd it, I can get something higher. But I think a lot of people JV out of like fear or I don't know. You know, the reason I say that is because if they came in, they would have to find a buyer at 120 plus because if we're splitting it 50-50 for it to make sense. But I guess that there's the business model in that as well, which is why like companies like Keegly and stuff thrive, is because there is benefit in handling one aspect of the business and doubling down on it. And I know that. And that's pretty much what we're doing. Um, Me, Jared, and Raina. So I guess I kind of bite my tongue. That is pretty much what we're doing. And I am comfortable with falling back on the acquisition side of things, knowing that they're kind of generating the opportunities. And I'm sure that's same goes for them. They're down to just continue generating the opportunity, knowing that I'm handling the dispo on the back end. So I bite my tongue. I bite my tongue when I say that. All right, so I followed up with everybody on sideline. I'm gonna follow up with the few people that I reached out to in Google Voice. See if the message is still. Oh, that's trippy. I copied something in my Google Sheet on my computer, and when I went to go paste it in my Google Voice, it pasted that. It's kind of inconvenient because that's not what I want. Go back to sideline, copy that message, paste it over here. Hey, you just wanted to round back to see if there's any interest in that deal. We have a time set for this weekend. If anybody is wanting to walk the property, please let me know so that I can confirm the head count beforehand. Thanks. I guess that's the only person that I'm wanting to follow up with because nobody else got back to me. She said, "You're welcome." When I said, "Thanks for the feedback," voice. Uh, Now I'm gonna hop over to Facebook and anybody who I've gone back and forth with a little bit in the DMs. Is there any way I can just open see all in Messenger? There we go. Yeah, much nicer. Um, Start from the bottom up. Again, only gonna follow back up with the people who rounded back with me. Going to type it out this same message in Facebook that I've been sending everybody. Hey, first name. Just wanted to round back to see if there was any interest in that deal in this zip code. We have a time set this weekend if anybody, for anybody wanting to walk the property. Please let me know. Uh, if you'd like to attend so that I can confirm a head count. Thanks. Fix these typos, copy that message, send it off to this guy to start. Now I'm going down delist. Yeah, I'm copying and pasting. So what? Quit judging me. You guys are always judging me. You still have it in the bag. I'm saying. Huh. So this guy is the one who actually made me the offer. So I'm going to kind of custom tailor what I'm reaching out to him saying. Saying, hey, I'd really like to, I don't know if you're on here, Jared. I'd really like to see that lease back before I round back with this guy, though. So I'm going to hold off on reaching back out to him. Okay. So I can see the second page here, just not the first. So I'll round back with him and I'll say, Angel, I have some news on that deal in this zip code. I'll say, we made some new agreements with the seller in hopes of the deal being more attractive to the end buyer. I'm going to I'm going to say not only will uh, um, so I'll say a leaseback agreement was made and not just an escrow holdback. So on top of uh, a good chunk of change being withheld in escrow until held in escrow as a quote unquote deposit until the seller moves out. He has agreed to pay $1,500 for a 30-day lease back up front at the time of closing. A lease back agreement was made and not just an escrow holdback. So on top of a good chunk of change being withheld in escrow as a deposit until the seller moves out, he has also agreed to pay $1,500 for a 30-day lease back up front at the time of closing. He continues to reassure us that he will only need 10 to 14 days. But the daily rent rate will increase to 75 per day in the event that the seller does not leave. We have a time. Now I'm going to copy and paste this. We have a time set this weekend for anybody wanting to walk the property. Please let me know if you'd like to attend so I can confirm my head count beforehand. I know that you were spitballing with that 140K offer yesterday, but we do have a time set this week. So we do have a time set this weekend for anybody wanting to walk the property. Please let me know if you'd like to attend so that I can confirm my head count beforehand. I think we may be able to make something work if you were agreeable to these new details. So that's the guy who offered 140. We have it at 120. If he's willing to agree to the seller holdback, the lease back, and everything else that I'm asking of every other buyer, like the earnest money, non-refundable cash or hard money, there's not really anything other than what the seller needs that isn't typical of a cash transaction. I don't think so. As long as he's on board with those things, then I don't see why we couldn't make something happen. As long as towards the end of the conversation, he was trying to say, I don't know, it could be less than 140. Although he had mentioned that the reason that he was at 140 was because he was under the assumption, or he had to operate under the assumption that the roof needed to be replaced and that there may be foundation issues. So he was, I think he was factoring in like 100,000 rehab, which I don't think is honestly too expensive on this property. Because although it's only listed at 1,300 square feet, with those extra two additions, it could probably be closer to like 1,800, maybe even 2,000. Probably not 2,000, but closer to like 1,800 probably with those two extra additions in the back. So, and the place needs a lot of work. So it's one of those things where you can't necessarily include the extra bedrooms and bathrooms because the work was not permitted. He didn't receive proper permits to do it. So when I'm running my comps, I don't include the extra bed, bathroom, and square footage on the back because you just kind of have to treat it like it's not there at all. But when it comes to the rehab costs, you do have to consider that stuff because you're either going to fix those additional units in the back up, and rent them out, or you're going to tear that thing down, tear those additions down. So you have to consider some type of uh, some type of demolition cost in order to tear that down. It's not going to be as expensive, I don't think, as renovating the additions, but it's just something that you got to consider nonetheless. Although you don't consider it on the back end on how much you can sell the property for, or at least it wouldn't be correct to. I don't think. So he's reading this right now. I can see. That's why Facebook's tricky. You can see when somebody reads it. So I'm going to stay the course and keep following up with these people. Have a good handful of people to continue sending this over to. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like 80, 85 in rehab, but then you could probably get it done for that too if But again, I don't have this robust cash buyers list where people are getting in bidding wars. So a buyer who's buying a property from me at this point in my career kind of has the leverage, right? He has he's in or she's in a better position to negotiate. Whether he or she knows that, um, that's on me to come across as, people are eating this out of the palm of my hands. This deal is going quick. You better get on it. But it's kind of hard when it's not truly. And I'm not gonna stop marketing the deal. So they're gonna keep seeing me post it to Facebook. So um, it's kind of one of those where it's like I'm sure somebody probably could get it done at 80,000, 85,000 in terms of rehab costs, but if somebody comes along, makes me an offer that's a good amount over what we have it under contract for, and they're saying like I'm probably gonna spend 100,000 on the rehab, it's like, yeah, okay, you probably won't, but who am I to tell you that? Mhm. I can take a look at it. What time do you have scheduled? Uh-huh. So I think this guy actually said he wanted to walk it, if I'm not mistaken, or at least he asked, "Are you doing a showing and are they rented?" All right, so like he didn't really confirm if he was gonna walk through it or not, but it's the closest thing that I have to a confirmation. He says, "Well, I can take a look at it. What time do you have scheduled?" I said 11 a.m. He said that might work. I'm looking at a house in the Woodlands around that time as well, but I should be able to make it. So it's like I wish that he would tell me one way or another. But when is the closing date they're working on currently? 45 days from when they signed. Like I don't even remember when they signed it. Like late, like about a week ago. So time really isn't an issue. Um, with the way that I have the contract set up now is unless they push back on wanting it to be done quickly, but it's listed as business days on the agreement, uh, and there's no inspection period either, unless again they push back on it. But the way that the language is written, it's that just in general, the agreement is contingent upon a satisfactory inspection. Um, so this guy says, "Okay, sounds good. I'm assuming title has been cleared," which it hasn't. I'll just be honest. I'll say um, we were waiting to assign before running title. If we do come to an agreement, I can uh, I can I'll just say we were waiting to assign before running title, and I'll wait to see what he says. And if he gives a little pushback there, I'll say that his earnest his earnest money will become refundable in the event the title doesn't clear. It already says that pretty much in the agreements, but um, I'll just see what he says to that. Is that everybody? I think that may be everybody there. That's it. Yeah. Okay. That's everybody that I wanted to follow up with in Facebook DMs. Um, and now emails is everybody. Emails is the last place that I want to follow up with everybody who has reached out. Which really isn't too many people reaching out through email on this one. What am I buyer? All right. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to do is do everything again, but then I'm going to send out another email with showing scheduled subject line. I'm finding a couple of different situations where like I can switch up the subject line so that I'm not just spamming with the same deal. Is one when there's like I've seen people market the deal without pictures, and then like when you open the email, it'll say like pictures coming soon, and then when the pictures get there, they will say something in the subject line that's referencing that, like um, pictures available, pictures now available, and then that one's kind of like a whatever one. Again, it's just an excuse to resend the email to get it back in front of people who may not have seen it or looked over it, or it just got flooded and drowned out by all the other wholesaler emails that are getting sent to these cash buyers. Another situation is, a showing scheduled this weekend, showing tomorrow, as the showing date approaches, showing tomorrow, don't miss out. Um, or price reduced, if you're not getting much traction and you want to reduce the asking price reduced. Um, Again, just a couple occasions that I've found is appropriate to send another email with just a different subject line, the same deal, maybe a little bit more information in the email, maybe a little couple more pictures, um, you know, information alluding to a showing or a price reduction, stuff like that. See what this guy says. Oh, it's a different guy. Okay, sounds good. I'm assuming title has been cleared. We were waiting. I said we were waiting to assign before running title, and he just didn't respond. This guy, I have been really focused on other property. I'll take a look at yours, and the comps did not convince me, and I wanted to look at it again. I will let you know if I will go see it. Okay. Yes, please let me know. We are also flexible in our asking price. So feel free to make an offer regardless. It won't hurt my feelings. So this guy, let's say, partially confirmed for walkthrough, showed slight hesitation when Derek said title search has not been complete. I see. Fingers crossed for some good local cash buyers. That's what I'm saying, J Love. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was everybody who I wanted to follow up with. Right? I feel like I was doing something on my email. I don't think I was. All right. And now what I'm going to do is hop over to Facebook. Start scanning. These groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm in Facebook. I'm going over to the groups tab. I am searching the group for just the zip code, and then I'm filtering it down to group posts. You'll see all of my recent posts. I'm going to go ahead and scroll past those. I'm actually going to go much older because I already did this. So I want to go back quite a ways. All right, I'll just start at the end. Now I'm just looking for ones that have like a decent amount of comments on it. 3 lots, 2 houses, property 1. There's 1 comment on that, 1 comment on that, none on this, none. Boom, here's one. Lot square footage. This is back in September. Property will need full remodel. Asking 160. Rehab 36 to 40,000. Full rehab. ARV 260 plus. First come first serve. DM me for more info. 42 comments. So I'm gonna hop over here. Hopefully it's just not a bunch of people beating him up because he says that it's a full rehab for 35,000. Okay, first person interested. And now I'm gonna kind of craft something to reach out to her. I'm gonna say, hey, I saw that you posted on a saw you comment on a post in a Houston real estate investment group showing interest in a property in this zip code. I saw you comment. I saw you comment. I saw a comment of yours. I saw your comment in a Houston real estate investment group. A Houston real estate group. Showing interest in an investment property in this zip code. I have a contract that I'm looking to assign for property in that same zip code. Are you interested in taking a look? I'd love to send it your way if you're interested in taking a look. I saw your comment in a Houston real estate group showing interest in an investment property in this zip code a few weeks back. I have a contract that I'm looking to assign for a property in that same zip code. I'd love to send it your way if you're interested in taking a look. Copy that message and start sending it to everybody else who showed interest on the same post and just switching out the first name. lot of these people probably aren't real cash buyers, to be quite honest. But you never know. You know? I'm not going to not send it to these people just under the assumption. Senior agent at Redfin. Interesting. And I haven't reached out to any of these people before so far, which is pretty reassuring. This is the tedious part. And I'm not even saying that this is probably the most efficient way to do it, but this is, again, the real roots, organic approach, sweat equity. All right, so that's that post. What I usually do is I will add all these people's emails that they commented with to my buyers list as well. I don't know if I really want to do that right now. Stephanie replied saying, sure. And I'll say, is this email still the best email for you? Actually, send it over to these 3 people who already got back to me saying, yes, please send it over. Subject title, zip code, investment, opportunity. Copy and paste these other emails that I sent off. Oops, set that to the wrong. Sent that to her, and then what I like doing is saying, just sent. It should be coming from company name. Take a look and let me know if there is any interest. We have a time scheduled for this weekend if you'd like to walk the property. Same thing, compose. Although I've already curious, I've already sent it to this email. I know for a fact that this email is on my buyers list, but I think it's from somebody else. So it's like one of those where multiple people use the same email. Get them. What's going on, Drew? And I'm going to copy and paste this message just sent. It should be coming from my company name. Take a look and let me know if there's any interest. We have a time schedule for this weekend if you'd like to walk the property. Angel just said okay, which is, I guess, reassuring. Send it over, boss. Great. Let's see if his email is here. Is this still the best email for you? And see, these people who are getting back to me saying like, yeah, send it over, I will take their email and put it on my buyers list. Yeah, it was somebody else with a different name that used that same email that the guy sent me. I don't know. A little weird. What was I just? I'm gonna take the emails off of this that either have the domain name as like something real estate related, like at something realty. I'm just gonna go ahead and put those on my buyers list as well. I'm trying to reach out to them. Hopefully they get back to me, but I'm gonna throw them on here so that when I do send out the next email, it's going to go to these people too. So they may not have seen the first one, but maybe they see the one that says price reduced or cash buyer showing scheduled, whatever the case may be. Some of these are already on my list. All right. So probably reached out to like 5 or 6 people off of that one post. Had 3 people say yes, send it over. So you can kind of get the gist of it there. And then I'm just going to hop into the next post that seems favorable. Here's that same deal. Looks like posted in a different group that I'm a part of that one as well. This one had 9 comments. But the unfortunate thing is like it says 9 comments, it says 42 comments, but half of those comments are the original poster, like saying, I sent you the email or whatever. Like this guy is just a conversation that he's going back and forth with people about. Or like spammers going on there like, do you need extra leads? I'm a private lender, all that type of stuff. So like that one, it said it has 9 comments, but I wouldn't have reached out to any of those people. Here's another one where it's like this guy says, I have a bunch of off market opportunities in these zip codes, being one of the zip codes, one of the zip codes being the one where the property's at. So I will reach out to these people. It's reassuring again to know that I haven't reached out to any of these people. This is the first time I'm reaching out to a lot of these people. Same thing. Gonna take these emails, add them to my lists. Some of them look like they're already there. Send this one. Okay. Next post. This is probably the most eventful stream ever. $16 comments, 12 unit play, 12 units value add. So like this is one that I probably won't go into because anybody who's posting on this is looking for commercial property. So it's not the type of people who I want to be really marketing to anyways on this specific deal at least. This is another wholesaler. Here we go. Airbnb potential in the zip code that I'm looking at. 12 comments. So this is a seller finance play. I'm always interested to see what their terms are that they are marketing their deals out. Seller finance investment deal. 4-bed, 2-bath. Unit A is a 2-1. Unit B is a 2-1. 1,900 square feet. 230,000 purchase price. 30K entry fee, which includes the assignment. 200,000 financed at 5% with 30-year term, no balloon. So here's another guy showing interest in that one. On to the next. Yes, please. Says this gentleman who wants to walk the property. Cool. $11 a.m. on Saturday. So I'm going to come back over to my little spreadsheet. Again, I'm keeping a little spreadsheet for myself just to kind of keep track of all of these cash buyer inquiries that I'm getting. So I have just like a Google spreadsheet. And in one column, I say, wants to walk the property, which is kind of like the first, in my opinion, like to consider these cash buyers leads, if you will. Somebody who I'm considering actually showing enough interest to say, hey, can I go walk the property? To me, that's enough interest to write their name down and follow up with them and keep them updated on any developments that's happening with the deal because they've shown me enough interest, to be able to consider them somebody who I want to follow up with. Rather, if somebody's just like asking for the complete address or they kind of just like are saying, "Oh, I think ARV is way lower." It's just like not worth rounding back with them and saying, keeping them updates on any developments on the deal. But that's kind of like my first column of pre-qualification, if you will, for a cash buyer. Like if they have to at least show me some type of interest, and that entry level interest to me is asking for, hey, do you have a time for me to go check out the property? Can I go walk the property right now? That's what a lot of people are doing, which makes me, I can't wait until we get a vacant deal, because I feel like it's going to move so much easier, because right when I market it, it's almost like on the first day I market it, I get a handful of people who are like, "Can I go check it out? When can I go see it?" And then like a good portion of those people end up just kind of falling off, and I never hear back from them again, even though I do round back with them. So in this case, I was, grateful enough to have uh, rounded back with a couple of people who are interested in walking the property. So, and that's my next. So, wants to walk property, confirmed to walk property, offer made, and then assignment agreement sent, assignment agreement signed and returned, and then the buyer deposited their earnest money. And once that happens, then we should be locked in. But it's kind of like the phases in which I want to keep track of, and it's like a little funnel in its own, if you will. If I get, so right now I've had 3 people express interest in wanting to walk the property, or rather 4 people. Of those 4, 2 of them are confirmed to walk it, and the other 2 I'm still waiting on a response. Uh, and then 1 person has made me an offer, so you can kind of just see the funnel already. 4 people wanted to walk it, 2 have been confirmed. Of those 2, 1 has made kind of a spitball sight unseen offer. And then I'm finding that, like the last deal, I know the last deal I'd sent off a couple, I think 2 different assignment agreements that just never got signed. But that was my fault, because I didn't properly pre-qualify those buyers, and they weren't serious buyers. So they were just trying to daisy chain the deal, and it was too good to be true, and I should have recognized that. But um, again, that's what's leading me to want to track that as well. How many times do I have to send off an agreement to somebody before 1 person ends up signing it? And even if they do sign it, it doesn't mean anything until they submit their earnest money to the title company. If they don't submit the earnest money to the title company on time, the assignment agreement just becomes void, and it's as if it never existed in the first place. So that's my funnel right there. Um, So I'm bringing this guy over to wants to walk property to confirm to walk property. And I also keep track of where I'm speaking to these people. Facebook DMs, sideline, Facebook, which is my phone number that I've included in all my marketing. Some people won't tell me where they saw it. They'll just text me, which is fine. As long as I'm keeping track of where I can follow up with these people or get back in contact with them. That's all that really matters to me. So sideline, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook DM. I just like to keep track of that. I saw it. Yes, of course. I live here. No. Have you spoke with any hedge funds? No, Steph, I haven't. Um, I haven't really gone down that route. It could be like a limiting belief that I have, but what I've learned and gathered with hedge funds is they have a very specific buy box, and a majority of them aren't wanting to do big remodel projects. Again, that's just personally what I've gathered in educating myself on it. I've never gone through the practice of reaching out to them, um, to determine whether or not that's the truth or not. I'm sure there are some hedge funds, like kind of like mom and pop hedge funds, more like a family office that's just pooling, friends and families of millionaires and billionaires money together, and investing in real estate, and I'm sure there are specific hedge funds that are willing to take on big projects like this. But of the deals that I've gotten, it just doesn't. To me, the thought has never crossed my mind like, hey, this may be good for a hedge fund, because again, it's to my understanding that they aren't willing to take on huge projects. They're down to do some carpet paint. They're down to do a little bit of rehab here and there. But of what I've gathered through educating myself, it seems as if hedge funds are more so looking for those turnkey opportunities, as opposed to taking on huge rehab projects like this one would be, or both of the ones that we have in a contract rather, are going to be huge gut remodel rehabs. So I need to. Oh, he says 32nd. Okay. Okay, so let me. This guy may have just confirmed as well. He says, just wanted to round back. I said, just wanted to round back, see if there's any interest. We have a time set this weekend for anybody who wanted to walk the property. Okay, he said, I saw. Yes, of course. I live here. LOL, 32nd Street, which is 4 blocks away. Haha, no way. Small world. Okay, perfect. We have perfect. My partner will be at the property uh, uh, at 11 a.m. on Saturday, which is the date. His name is Jared. His number is this. If you're watching this, Jared, hopefully you're okay with me giving your number out. I'm assuming you are, because these are people who are putting money in our pockets. His name is Jared. His number is this, in case you need to get a hold of him. 11 a.m. this Saturday. Boom. Come back over here. Take note of this gentleman. So, got 3 people confirmed for this Saturday. More like 2.5. I'm closing with one on Friday. Got the property under contract for 190. They grabbed it for 215, 25K deal. Solid. Nice, Stefan. Stefan, I feel like you're hitting a roll, bro. Or is that just me? Or are you hitting your stride right now? I feel like you've been gaining momentum. If I'm remembering correctly, you've been on here recently talking about all the deals you've been closing. So congratulations, man. Everybody hop in here, hit that like button, and drop some emojis for my guy Stefan. Let me look for the most appropriate one. This looks like maybe somebody holding up some money, or is that a thumbs up? I'm not gonna say that's. I know it's a thumbs up, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's money. Maybe this guy hitting a dab. Ooh, found the lead from SMS. Nice, nice. What was like the motivation behind it, if you don't mind sharing? Was the list that you were texting specific, or was it um, just kind of random? I'm finding that it's like we're pulling these lists that we're assuming has motivation and distress in it, but I'm finding that like the deals come from other reasons, if that makes sense. Like, granted, I have never pulled like a probate or a divorce list or anything like that. With those ones, I'd imagine that if you're, or like pre foreclosure, if you're marketing to those, they're gonna want to sell to you for the reason that they're on that list. But like, I guess no, I'm just making that up, because the driving for dollars one, the one that I closed, the driving for dollars, it was, yeah, there was other stuff involved, but the real motivating factor was the condition. So it like made sense that that was on my driving for dollars list, and I generated that lead from my driving for dollars list. Again, granted, there was other stuff going on, but the kind of driving factor behind the cost of everything was gonna go into it was the condition. It was in really poor condition. And the second one was an absentee owner list, and I guess, yeah, he was just a tired landlord. So I guess they were pretty appropriate for the list that they came from. All right, let me get back to some of these people. Yeah, Derek, send me the property and pictures of the interior, exterior. Thank you. Will do. What's the best email for you? Which property? I hate when people ask that. He's asking which property did you see me comment on? I think I'm gonna say the property that I saw your comment on. It was for one on Westford Street in zip this. Johnny gave me a thumbs up. He didn't say anything though. I asked for the best email for him anyways. Hello, thank you so much. Can you send me the information about the deal? Will do. What's the best email for you? Feel free to drop me a line. What? What's that mean? I'm not hip anymore. Don't remember, bud. Okay. I'm I'm reaching out to see if you may be interested in another property that I have in that same zip code. Are you actively buying in the area? He's like not getting what I'm putting down. All right, this person gave me their email. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my buyers list. Again, this is why I say if you're not adding like 100+ emails to your buyers list every deal that you get, I'm just organically adding to my. And I feel like that's why they say getting a deal first. That's what I would recommend is get the deal first. Know the values and know the numbers before you just start agreeing to stuff and throwing out numbers that you can't honor. But the best way to get buyers, in my opinion, I'm finding is by getting a smoking deal. Get a home run deal and get people to raise their hand and say that they want to check it out and that they're interested in learning more about it. And then add all those people to your buyers list for the next deal you get. And then just constantly be adding buyers to your list as you're marketing your list. So I've found that I've increased my list by like 50 to 100 people every time I go to market a new deal. And I'm vetting certain buyers. I'm having much more detailed conversations with other people, some of these buyers. Some of them I'm just adding, because I can see that they posted their name somewhere or their email somewhere. But some of these I'm actually going back and forth with on, through DM. They'll tell me, no, this one I'm not interested in. I'm looking for ones in this area at this price point, and I'm taking note of all of that, and I'm creating kind of like a vetted buyers list. So on my cash buyers list, on my Google spreadsheet, I have different like sheets or tabs on the bottom. The first one is just the master list. It has everybody's email and first and last name and phone numbers if am able to get it. The second tab is the vetted buyers, the ones that I've personally spoken with. This is who I consider my A-list buyers. I have this list up to about 20 now. And these are the people who I have email, first, last name, phone number. A lot of these I have more phone numbers than the ones that are just randomly on my master list. And I have notes for these people. So, you know, uh, him and his partner flip in Houston, 350,000 ARV or below. Only looking to hold apartments or hotels. He will flip single families for 60,000 minimum profit margin. Any single families above 250 ARV prefers outside of the loop. He has flips currently in these cities right now. This is a realtor with investor clients. his buyers will flip or do new construction, so he's also looking for land, stuff like that. And I'm really taking notes of all these people so that when I do get another one under contract, I can refer to my A list, if you will, and say like, okay, who is looking for a land opportunity near these cities or in this zip code, um, and hopefully be able to get enough of these pre-vetted, pre-qualified buyers to be able to segment them to the point where I can reach out directly to buyers with opportunity that they communicated to me that they are, it's exactly what they're looking for. That's the goal. My vacant and owner occupied list for PropStream. Nice, Stefan. Nice. It's always reassuring to hear somebody doing deals off of those lists. That's where my second deal came from, was just a PropStream absentee owner list. My vacant and owner occupied. Owner occupied. What kind of, if you're still on here, Stefan, I'm curious, what kind of filters do you put on your owner occupied list that like leads you to believe that there's some motivation in it? Just like length of ownership, or curious on that. Hey, Derek, congrats. What's up? Sincere quotes. Sincere quotes. Congrats, Stefan. Relax. Yeah, yeah. Everybody let Stefan know. Keep up the good work. Stefan, you need to hop in the Discord, man. These are the type of stuff that I'm trying to have people share. I guess I need to start leading by example, though. I need to start posting my small wins on here as well, uh, because I don't even do that. So I'm over here preaching to the choir, people not posting their wins, and I'm not even doing it myself. What's up, boss? Do you also wholesale on market properties? Says the culture. No, I do not. Um, I foresee myself doing that one point in time once I build up a little bit of a cash flow, and for me, it's just a comfortability thing. I don't truly feel like I have the the best connections. Like if I just want to put myself in a position to where if I'm going to promise an on-market seller that I'm going to buy their property, I want to be able to have the means to buy their property even if I can't assign it to somebody else, if that makes sense. So like, and I guess that's kind of wrong of me to say that about on-market sellers and not off-market sellers, but I just feel like that there's more people involved, and there's a reason why they listed on market for the legitimacy aspect of it. You know, they probably are under the assumption that people are going to jerk them around if they listed it on market with a realtor. So I don't want to ruin the realtor's reputation by messing with the deal and not being able to perform. So I've always kind of just put that in the back of my head that I want to have the ability to close on the property myself, whether it be money out of pocket or through some type of lender relationships that I've built, hard money or private. I just want to know that I have the connections, the network, and the cash, involved to be able to buy that property if I'm unable to assign it. So that's why I don't go after on market properties, but I do kind of foresee myself taking that approach in the future. Just not necessarily a marketing vertical that I focus on. How is your third deal going so far? Did you find a buyer yet? I know you said you had a potential buyer earlier, says Sincere. I got so just now while on the stream's approaching 2 hours. I have a few people. Uh, yeah, yeah. I have a few people who are confirmed to walk it. I have one guy at he has thrown out kind of just like a spitball offer at 140, hoping that he can at least honor that. I think the best way to have him honor that is to have multiple people out at the property at the same time he's there to, how can I say it? Like, I guess incentivize him a little bit to stay true to his number that he threw out. Because it's when they start thinking like, oh, I'm the only buyer, nobody else is interested in this property. I'm going to lower my offer or try to play with it. Like, oh, I just didn't realize it was going to take so much work. I know I said 140, but I'm thinking really what we need to be at 130. Really what they're saying is I was the only one out there. It looks like I'm the only buyer you have. So I'm going to reduce my offer. So that's why my goal right now is just try to get as many people out there as possible. Even if I don't think they're serious buyers like the guy on the last uh, contract. He ended up just wasting everybody's time. He walked the property with his contractor just to fall back on his offer like 40,000 or something like that. So I'm just trying to get as many people out there as possible. Thus, so far I have 3 people confirmed. One of those 3 people gave me that kind of ballpark offer. Um, so yeah, it's looking good though. I'm just continuing to do what I'm doing through Facebook DMs, looking for people who are Saturday morning, looking for people who are raising their hand on other people's posts saying, yes, I'm an investor in the area. I'm filtering it down by zip code to try to find people who have expressed interest in buying property in this same zip code. Once I, go through all those posts, I'll probably expand it to Houston at that point, since that's the city that it's in. Houston's a huge city, but at one point I'm going to run out of posts to reach out to people on in this particular zip code. Maybe I'll do surrounding zip codes before I go as wide as Houston. 10 to 15 years of ownership, Stefan. That's the filters. Is that the only thing you do for owner occupied? 10 to 15 years. Interesting. I'd imagine that that's probably a pretty big list, huh? Great, Stefan. How long you been wholesaling? Asked Sincere. Oh, the buyer trying to take advantage. Sad, but it's business, I guess. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what he's doing. That's just what I want to stay ahead of it. I don't want him to do that, and I know that that's what buyers do. So the best way to again kind of offset that is just to get as many people out there as possible, so that when he shows up, he realizes like, oh shoot, I'm not the only buyer. Like, there's other people that are interested in this. I better come with a good offer. Uh, yeah. Oh, the buyer didn't realize you were live. How's the convos been? Says Jared. It's good. I got a couple of people. I haven't been on the phones. I've just been sliding DMs, and I got a couple people confirmed. I got a couple people confirmed, so I'll send you their names. Send you their names. I haven't gotten their numbers, I don't think. Don't act up, man. Okay, that makes sense. Do you have any cold callers trying to get deals for your business? Says the culture. No, I don't have any cold callers. And I don't really plan to hire any cold callers. At least not right now. I don't really in the past. I mean, I've had cold callers in the past, and it was a mistake. I was in over my head, and I just didn't want like being on the phones, to be honest. So I avoided it, and I hired that out. But now what I'm really looking forward to is hiring somebody to virtually drive for dollars for me, so that I don't have to do that. This dog's such a nut, man. Bet if anything, extend the zip code search to like within 5 miles of the seller's house. For what now? You mean reaching out to realtors? CQ, it's been almost a year now. Oh yeah, Jared, I wanted to mention this. Something that I found, the realtor had given me some feedback on, is that the property sits right in a flood zone. So she had sent it off to a couple of people, and she said that 2 of them had let her know that they weren't interested because it's in a flood zone, and it's actually pretty bad. It's if you look it up on the Houston, I forget what they refer to it as. You can see like, and it'll graph it out, and it'll show you like color coding it. It's like right next to some bayou, and it's in a 100-year flood zone. Exactly. Yeah. CQ, it's been almost a year now. They may move to 10 miles before you do like all of Houston. Yeah, exactly. Okay, is this your first deal? Says sincere asking Stefan, have to try putting it on bigger pockets. Oh, I haven't tried putting it on bigger pockets. Do people see success with that? Um, I know that you got to pay for the like premium version of it. I believe. Just lay down, buddy. Nobody's really bothering you. I don't know why you're freaking out. All right. The bayou is right there. It's a few streets over. Yeah. So, Jared, if you If you Google Harris County flood control map, I'll send you a picture right now on Instagram. You click the first link, interactive mapping tools, and then you click the second picture, the flood education mapping tool, the FEMT, and then scroll down on the right. Or no, you just click on the image and then it'll pull up this kind of like interactive map. And then you accept the disclaimer and then you search the address with city, state, and zip, no commas. And then it'll pull it up and then it'll kind of color code it for you. So again, I'll send you a picture right now on Instagram. I gotta send this one that kind of disappears after I send it, but you'll get the general idea. Just sent it over. Uh, so that's just a little bit of feedback that I got today. Yeah, that color is dark, Jared. Yeah, the dark blue is the bayou itself. The light blue is just like the flood zone that his house sits in. And that's where you don't want the property is in that blue. Any other color, really, if it's in an orange or a light blue, it's like no big deal. Or light blue, rather, is see how it gets a little bit lighter blue towards the edges of that the bluish. It like is kind of not an issue in those regions. Um, in those regions, there is a 0.2% chance on any given year that the property will flood, but a 6% chance over the course of 30 years. So again, still not that big of a deal. But in where his property sits, there is a 1% chance that his property will flood on any given year. And over the course of 30 years, there's a 26% chance. So one out of four properties will flood. Well, not one out of four properties, but you know what I mean. There's a 26% chance that his property will flood in the next 30 years. So it's kind of unfavorable for a buyer because they're getting ready to sell it to a retail buyer after they fix it up and they put it on market and they go to sell it to a retail buyer. The retail buyer will know that. And if a retail buyer is wanting to buy like a forever home or at least a 30-year home or a 20-year home, it's something that they have to consider. And so it'll just narrow down the amount of retail buyers that will be attracted to this property on the back end when the flipper goes to list it on market. Um, I almost got enough money to start this thing. I'm going to start early next month after payday. I can't wait. Thanks, Derek, Stephen, and Jared. You guys show me it's possible. Hey, sincere quotes. Absolutely. I'm glad that you're getting started, and I'm glad that whatever it is that I'm doing is motivating you to do so. But just know that it's your efforts and everything that you got going on that's all the success is going to come from. So congratulations for getting started. Keep us updated. Continue hopping in here. I'd love to have you join the Discord group. The link's in the description. Love to have you keep everybody updated on your progress and your successes. No CQ. It's my 12th deal. He's no rookie. He's no rookie to this. He's been around the block once or twice. The culture, man, I would drive for dollars in my own city if it was worth my time. I used to a year ago in Phoenix. I learned quick the market is super competitive here. I'm looking more into the Southeast now. The culture, that's why I like driving for dollars in Houston virtually. I feel like that is the edge. That's my edge because I can't just pull these massive lists that everybody else is pulling in my competitive market of Houston. One, I learned quick that Harris County itself is where everybody markets, even virtual wholesalers. When they go to look at Houston and Harris County are kind of like synonymous. Um, So when people think Harris County, they think Houston, so they think that that's where they should be pulling their lists, if not just the city of Houston. But I quickly learned that by going further out of the city, into like the lower populated the lower populated areas are where you can kind of get a leg up on your competition, or it just is a little bit less saturated. And then even further, the next step, in my opinion, would be to drive for dollars, because you're no longer pulling these lists that everybody else is pulling, but rather um, creating your own list, creating your own custom list. So that's why I want to stick to it. That's kind of my bread and butter. I love marketing to those lists as well. It's a lot more enjoyable. Um, it's just the lists are way less beat up. But the only problem is I can market to those lists much faster than I can actually generate the list, because, like you're saying, it's time consuming. So virtually, if I'm rolling, I got my headphones in, music playing, and I'm just on the computer going as quickly as possible, driving on Google Maps, I can get like 50 properties in an hour, if not 60, like one a minute if I'm in a good area. But more like 50. Um, I would say like average 40 though, because it's going to be anywhere between like 30 to 60. And like I said, if I'm locked in, only looking at my computer for an hour straight, I could probably get 50. But I can cold call, or text all of those 50 properties in like 20 minutes. So I can market to the properties three times as fast as I can actually create the list. So that's why I'm looking forward. And I think that maybe my first hire is hiring somebody overseas to just virtually drive for dollars the way that I virtually drive for dollars, so that I can um, just build out that list quicker and make it more robust, so that I don't have to keep pulling other lists in order to just keep up with my marketing efforts. Um, Sincere congrats, Stefan. I guess my last two questions are: how long did it take you to get your first deal? Jared, for the next person we get, I'll make sure to ask about flooding to also use as negotiation. Yeah, I'm gonna share my script with you too, Jared, because that's I have some of those type questions that are like Houston specific, that I think are good questions to ask. Flooding being one of them. I have to ask if they ran into any plumbing or electrical issues in the recent snowstorms over the last couple of years. Has the property ever flooded? I guess those two specifically. To ask about the plumbing and electrical because of the snowstorm, because everybody had issues, and if the property's ever flooded, and or if it's in a flood zone to their knowledge. But now this is one, Jared, where this is probably something that should be added to our kind of like pre-qualifying repertoire, if you will. Like we should be. It's just, I mean, it's a quick website. I already have the website. We should just be checking every lead. Is this property in a flood zone? Yes. That's fine, I guess, but it should be discounted for that reason. And is it difficult getting leads? Sincere, I don't know if you're asking me or Stefan. I'd imagine you're asking Stefan, but it took me about 9 months to get my first deal. Um, and then the second deal came a month after that. But I think that I could have easily kept it rolling had I not spent my money on other things. And I got lazy. I thought, oh, this shit's sweet. I got my first two deals. It's coming back to back like this. Um, I laid off. I laid off the gas. And is it difficult getting leads? It's only as difficult as you make it. The leads will come. All you got to do is put in the consistent effort. I sure will keep you all updated. I can't wait to be financially free. It's what I'm talking about. God willing. Yes, I heard some other wholesalers say it's crucial to see if your property is in a flooding zone. Yeah, it's a big learning lesson for me. I've always known it, but I've never had a property under contract to the point where people are giving me that as feedback. Like, no, I'm not interested in this because it sits in a flood zone. And not until then did I realize, like, oh, I should probably be checking that on every property. Um, I have both in my script too. I just forgot this time because I wasn't looking at the script. And yes, for sure. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Jared, especially because we're making that transition for you to go on those appointments. Um, Familiarizing yourself with the script is just gonna make those appointments even that smoother. You know what I mean? If you have those questions in the back of your head and have like rebuttals to people's objections, like that's really what it comes down to is those sales skills. Once you master those for those in-person appointments, come on, it's going to be a wrap. There, with all the new laws, do you now disclose you're a wholesaler, or do you position yourself as a home buyer? I don't go out of my way to tell people that don't probably won't be the one buying their property. No. Um, no, there's no new laws in Texas that I'm aware of that have required me to disclose anything other than what I already disclosed. So I don't plan on it unless there is some type of law passed. And if there is, then I will adhere to the law. And if a license required, then I plan on getting my license. I'm not really thinking too much into it until somebody says, no, you have to do it this way. Yeah. If I was in a better situation financially or I had the time to do it, I would get my license right now just to kind of get ahead of get a jump on it. But no, right now, I'm not really thinking too much into it. First deal was driving for dollars, like 6 weeks. Nice, Stephanie. Oh, congrats, Derek. In fact, you got more than one deal as an accomplishment. No doubt. Oh, yeah. Basically, got most of the script down. Just need to master a few more negotiation questions that I have in mind. Yep. I've heard some wholesalers have a sophomore jinx. After some get one deal, they cannot get another deal and they give up. We're not necessarily. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what I'm saying, sincere. That's where I was. You can almost say that my first two deals were like really my first deal because they happened so quickly right after one another. Um, I think like a week or two after I got that contract for my first one, I got the next contract, and that's where I've been going back and forth with Jared. Really my goal, and I think that him and Randy share this goal as well, is just to always have at least, at minimum, two, if not three contracts. At this point in time, obviously in the future, going to be way more than that, but at this point in time, now that we're getting the ball rolling, to have at least two contracts at all times so that when we close one, we got one in the hopper. And then we only have one to try to get that next one lined up so that by the time that one closes, we got one in the hopper. Just to always have one kind of on standby, ready to close. That way, the income is a little bit more predictable too. As long as everything works out with title search and all that good stuff. But um, at that point, then you can say like, oh, okay, we have this one closing in 2 weeks. This one we got to do this, but it should close in about 30 days. Just makes I can't wait for that point because then in my opinion, I would I would believe, shoot, I ought to be asking Stefan at that point. The business becomes a little bit more predictable when you start to build out leads towards the bottom of the pipeline. It's one thing to get leads, and then get them pre-qualified, make offers, get contracts. But then once you have like a good number of closings happening on a frequent basis, then the business becomes predictable. Oh, congrats, Eric. Okay, Stefan, cool. Boom. All right, let me hop back over here. I think I already sent maybe this guy. Let me check to see if he's on my cash buyers list. He is. But I'll send it to him individually anyways, since I reached out to him individually. A lot of these people who I'm reaching out to, I don't realize that they're already on my buyers list, but the fact that I'm reaching out and they're like, yeah, send it through, I'm just going to go ahead and send it anyways and operate under the assumption that when I sent out my mass email, maybe it went to their spam or it just got, flooded by other emails that they got. So I'll send this guy the email, hop back over here and say, I want to send that same thing that I've been sending. Say just sent. It should be coming from this company name. Take a look and let me know if there's any interest. We have a time schedule for this weekend if you'd like to walk the property. Next. Looks like this person's on my list as well. Oh no, I just added this person. Let me make sure I didn't send them an email before I just send them another one. It doesn't look like. All right. The culture has subscribed to you on YouTube. I appreciate that. The culture. Thank you for hopping in here and tapping in. I really do appreciate that. I still have a goal of 250 by the end of this month, 2 weeks. So if you have any friends and family, I think I'm a little over 160. So I need about 100, about 90, 85 to 90 people to hit that goal. I may be able to reach out to some friends and family of my own and be able to run that up like 50. So I need to average probably something like 2 a day. So I'd appreciate it if you guys shared it for me. Thanks for explaining, Derek. Sure, sincere. I'm just trying my best to kind of articulate what it is that I'm doing. It helps me a lot too to be able to just talk and think out loud because I'm learning new things every day and it's helping me navigate through the business. Great book to read. If you can't wholesale after this, I got nothing for you by Todd Fleming. Absolutely, Stefan. I got that one down here somewhere. Thought I did at least. It's down here somewhere. There it goes. Yeah, this one's like I think this is like the first one that I've read, Stefan. For sure, a very good book. If you can't wholesale after this, I've got nothing for you. It's very actionable. The way it breaks it down, you can like read one chapter and then stick to it, and that's honestly what I would recommend, to be honest, because there's so many different strategies that they cover in this book. You don't want to overwhelm yourself and dive into every single one of the strategies, but rather pick a few and stay focused on it. But to each his own. That would be my recommendation. But yeah, they cover a lot in this book. Protecting yourself and your partners, title company and the closing attorney, finding a title company, networking with buyers, where to find buyers, the mindset behind sellers, rapport building, seller property inspection, connecting with a buyer after finding a deal, signing the contract, closing day, what to expect, repeat the process, what no one else is telling you about wholesale. Very good book. You're, Stefan, I agree. This is a good one. I like it. I like that one a lot. I just finished. I mentioned this yesterday. I just kind of finished the appendix of this one, The Power of Habit. I like this one. It just talks about, goes over like habitual habits, um, and being able to create your own habits. The subtext is why we do what we do in life and business. Just being able to recognize that every habit comes with a reward that you may or may not be familiar with, but you're essentially rewarding yourself by, doing the habit. And then there's also a cue that prompts you to do the habit. So if you're able to recognize what the habit is, why you have the habit, essentially what type of reward that you're looking for by fulfilling this habit or doing this habit constantly, and what is prompting you to do that habit, then you can kind of rewire your brain into replacing the routine, which is that habit, with something more beneficial or productive. Pretty good one if you're into that type of stuff. It's like kind of a life hacking type. Nothing really real estate related at all in there. Thanks, Stephen. I'm going to add that to my Kindle tonight. Derek, do you recommend any books related to real estate? Yeah, I got a few. I got that one. Got The ABCs of Real Estate Investing with Ken McElroy. I like this one. I've read it like twice, although it's nothing to do with wholesaling. Pull the dust off this bad boy. Ken McElroy is Robert Kiyosaki's guy. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He manages a lot of properties. He manages syndication that Robert Kiyosaki is involved with, as well as a bunch of other real estate investors, I'd imagine. Um, but this one's more so geared towards multifamily apartment value adds. So that's what this kind of book focuses on. Is like Ken McElroy will find he'll source off market opportunity or on. I don't know if it's on or off, but he'll source opportunity for big apartment complexes, and he'll determine that the rent is they're not collecting enough rent for what the market will allow them to, but they're only able to collect an increased amount of rent if they add value to the property. So he identifies situations where he can install a laundry room or install a security gate around the complex or allow pets to go into the property and charge them increased rent. So it's just kind of like those value add opportunities. And then he'll cash out refi or just refi into a more attractive loan after he does these value adds. So I like this one, ABC's of Real Estate Investing. It's nothing, again, actionable in terms of wholesaling, but it's a good book just to kind of get you in the space of real estate in general. This is like the first one that I read that really got me into real estate, to be honest. After Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I read this one. And I thought that was going to be my path. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm buying apartments and I'm installing laundry rooms or adding a gym. Exactly, Jared. I got down there, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then I got The Ultimate Guide to Wholesaling Real Estate. I'm not going to pull that one out, but it's by David Dodge and Mike Slane. I got it right here. It's just stacked up, and I don't want to pull them out. Oh, okay, got it. Thanks, Derek. Of course. Let me see if. All right. Head back over to Facebook. See if I can get anybody else on the hook. All right, here's another one. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet, 4,000 square foot lot. Very similar to ours. 47-year built, a little newer. Frame, pier and beam. ARV 210, repairs 45, asking 116. Single family home in the Bella Vista subdivision, which is our subdivision. Make a great flip. This is 2 years old though, which is probably why the ARV is so lower than what we have our ARV, and theirs is a little smaller in terms of square footage. We'll need a full rehab. So let's see. Do you have any pictures? We don't have any more pictures. The house is gutted. I can send you comps. So this guy works for REI Nation. I know I've had some people reach out to me about REI Nation. Formerly Memphis Invest provides turnkey investing solutions for over 2,000 real estate investors. Yeah, so they're just kind of like another Dispo type company, it looks like. Like nationwide. So I'm going to avoid that for now. Can you send, please, PM address? I'll reach out to this homie right here. Address. Everybody's just asking for the address. Nobody's putting in their email. So please send to this email. Thanks in advance. Looks like they work for Keller Williams. And these people went back and forth. The original poster said, email sent. Your email is not working. And then they put their email again. And then they put a screenshot of the kickback message that Google Gmail sends. And it's like, address not found. And the person says, It's .com. You put .con. I don't know why. That's so funny to me. All right, I guess it's kind of like you had to be there. I need address, please, but I'll reach out to this person. And now they work at EXP, no longer with Keller Williams. So I'm going to need an updated email address if I do want to send it to that person anyways. I need address, please, says Roxana. Looks like she attends this event that I see a couple of women bosses in heels. It's like a networking group event of women out there in Houston. Again, the only reason I know that is because I see some people who I'm involved with on my social media post about that. All right, next post. Here's another one in the Bella Vista subdivision. This may be the same. Yeah, this is the same property, different posts. That's all right though. Different person posting it too. Both of them have really unique names. Again, if their email is like, I don't, even if they aren't reaching out to me or responding to me quickly, if their email is like this guy's that's like refers to real estate investment in the domain name, I'll add it to my cash buyer list. All right, there's that one. On to the next post. Here's this said property. Seller finance property that was marketed. And again, to me, I don't care if it's the same property that's posted on a different occasion because there's gonna be other people who see this post and not the other, like is happening. So all these people, there's 9 more comments of 9 new people showing interest. So I'm reaching out to all of these people as well. I'm always skeptical and hesitant about people who have this type of stuff in their profile, like investor, we buy cash and close fast. To me, it just sounds like a wholesaler. And it's such a shame because, like, I don't know why that sounds like a wholesaler to me, because that is exactly what I'm looking for in a cash buyer, is somebody who can pay cash and close fast, but for some reason, just that like verbiage right there leads me to believe that it's not a wholesaler, but I guess I'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt. Where, Stefan, what market are you in? If you're still in here, I'm curious. Um, Curious what market you're in, since you're rolling. Because at this point, I mean, what did it say? You said it took you like 6 weeks. You've been doing it for a year, so you're averaging a deal a month at this point. If you've done 12 over the course of your first year, right? Use your discernment, Derek. Yeah, I mean, I try my best. It's steered me in the right direction a majority of the time. Sometimes I try to fight it, and I make poor decisions. I think that I know better than the universe, and that's a mistake. I need to just follow my intuition. Um, in all, anytime I start to kind of waver in my decisions, because every time, obviously hindsight's always 2020, but um, more often than not, when I do make an unfavorable decision, I will think back and reflect on the moment in which I made that decision, and I can almost always say like, yeah, I knew that it was gonna play out that way. Like, why did I think it was gonna play out any other way? You know, uh, I felt like it was too good to be true, or I felt like something shady was getting ready to happen, and then it did. You know, interested, says Melissa. You can't say that I'm not in this. Oh, I know it's probably not the most high level kind of activity in order to get your deal sold. Um, I'm grassroots with it, you know, real organic, doing what I got to do to get it sold, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I won't compare myself to others, or I try not to at least. I have clients, investors looking for off the market properties, cash buy. How do we go about connecting them here? I'm going to go ahead and skip that, gentlemen. Interested. More information, please. Dropped his name and number. We'll go ahead and take both those. Somebody got back to me. I don't think I got the email. Oh, Lewis. Now he's not going to have an excuse because I'm going to resend it to him while he's right here. Let's resend it now. It should be coming from Did I just message him? Yes, I did. Please put me on your buyers list for any future opportunities you may have. Blue River Investment Group. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just like the sound of emails when it's not at Gmail, at Yahoo. If somebody's paying for the domain name and it's something to do with real estate investing, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're, if not a legitimate cash buyer, at least a legitimate wholesaler. Put me in your cash buyer list, please. He says, "Oh, okay, didn't realize that was from you. Okay, let me take a look at it. Sorry, I just get tons of emails and didn't realize that was you." Of course, no worries. Do you have any pictures? Did I already look at this one? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay, here we go. Independence Heights, East Independence Heights, which is pretty close to where this, if it's not considered East Independence Heights, where this property is. 285 plus ARV. That's pretty much what I calculated as well. Roxana says, "Hi, Derek. I'm a realtor working with cash slash hard money buyers in the area. If I can add my fee on top, it would be great." Sure. Do what you got to do. Said, "Hey, that's fine by me. If you can bring a buyer to the closing table, I have no problem with that at all." What was I just gonna do? Oh yeah, I was just looking at 285 plus. That's kind of what I had calculated as well. This is almost a year old as well. New builds going for 345 plus, which is good to know. Two bed, one bath, 700 square feet. Ours is a 2-1, 1,300 square feet. So ours is like 600 square feet more. Vacant lot. Oh, it's just a. Oh no, there's a property there. Two bed, one bath, vacant lot, no flood zone. Smaller lot. full rehab, 75 to 125, tear down or full rehab, non-deed restrictions, minutes from downtown, great potential for. Now I'm just I'm curious, and this is something that I've been doing a little bit more frequently now that I'm actively dispoing these deals, is really tapping into how people are marketing their deals, especially the ones that are being marketed in this same area. So, like, no flood zone, important to reference. Minutes from downtown, great potential for investment or new builds. That's another thing to take note of. That the the value in the land is it has some value there as well because there's new construction going on in the area. So, in the event that somebody doesn't come in for a cash offer in order to rehab it, maybe it's we make a pivot and we make a play to start marketing to developers instead. New development already occurring in an area, assignment of contract, no wholesalers, beautiful investment opportunity, very hot buy. Cash only won't last long. He was asking 135 for just the lot and a completely run down property about a year ago. So perfect. Send it over. Will do. Let me see if I grabbed her email. Because I'll just say, no, I didn't. So perfect. What's the best email for you? I would have to pass on this one, bro. I'll keep an eye out now for your emails. I'll give them the thumbs up. And I just like to ask out of curiosity if there's anything specific about the deal that makes it unattractive. Out of curiosity, is there something specific that has that makes this one unattractive to you? She shot me her email, the realtor. I'll go ahead and send her an email now. And she kind of knew as well. I already have that in this email. I say the asking price or best offer, and then in parentheses I say realtors, add your fee on top. So the fact that she approached me and was like, "Hey, I'll add my fee on top" before I even sent this email is reassuring to me. It leads me to believe that she does, in fact, as she mentioned, work with investors. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air, so that I don't have to like educate or anything like that. So I'll send it over to her now. Round back and say, just sent. It should be coming from my company name here. Take a look and let me know if there's any interest. We have a time scheduled for this weekend. If you or any of your clients would like to walk the property. Atlanta, Stefan. Okay, that's right. I remember now. Do you guys recommend doing it in a hot market or a semi-hot market? It seems the hot markets are oversaturated. What are y'all's experience? Sincere. Before I read Stefan's answer, I would say that it doesn't really matter what market you're in. That's the beauty of wholesaling, is there's always going to be somebody with a problem that you can solve. It just comes down to the amount of effort and marketing that you do in order to get in front of those people. I'm talking with a guy right now who has a house out in San Francisco. It's actually a referral that my mom passed along. It's a family friend, and he his property in San Francisco. He owned it with his wife. They got divorced. The wife took the property. It wasn't like anything like bad blood or anything like that. It was just the wife got the property. She, I think, remarried or got a new boyfriend. They were living in the property. She passed away, and now it's being passed on to their son. So I'm talking with a guy who's helping kind of facilitate that because the property's in a trust, and the son is the trustee, and the son doesn't really care or know what's going on. So the dad is helping facilitate that, and I'm helping him go through that. And he's over it. He says, I don't want to put any money into the property. It's a divorce. My ex-wife passed away. I just want to sell the thing. And I have ARV on his property at 2.35, 2.4 million. So that just goes to show you. I don't know if that's going to play out, if that's going to see the closing table. Hopefully it does. And hopefully I get some type of fee on that. But it's kind of weird because it's a family friend. But I say all this as an example because that goes to show you it doesn't matter what price points are in, what type of market. San Francisco, you'll hear there's the hottest market and don't even bother with it, or so many restrictions. But here's a guy who's wanting to sell for cash, doesn't care to walk away from the deal with a whole lot less than what he'd be able to get if he listed it on market because he's distressed. So he's willing to get cash for it. And I think the cash offers are probably going to come in anywhere between 1.2 and 1.5. So keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully he's gonna bite on something like that. But don't overthink it, Sincere. Just hop in. Start you'll only be able to determine those things from experience, personal experience, by jumping in and running the numbers up. Going to Keith Everett's 2-day transformation event, April 1st and 2nd. Wow. That's what's up, Stefan. That's really cool. I was trying to get out to the Houston one last September, but it just didn't make sense. I had done like one deal at that point. Deals are in every market. Just have to pick one and jump in and stay consistent. Hit the nail on the head right there, Stefan. Sincere. Thanks, Stefan. Got it. Jared, just got a hold of that double lot guy we set for an appointment Friday at 11. Yo, Jared's going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. I comped that one, right? I think that one was in Trello, and I let us know how the transformation goes, Stefan. I heard from 2 people it was good. Yeah, I heard Keith Everett's little event with Lenny, his partners. I had gotten Keith Everett's his mastering the art of acquisitions, I think is what he called it, 101. I had gotten that one like last year during or maybe even been 2 years ago, or no, like a year and a half for Black Friday sale. Pretty good course. Congrats, Jared. He also remembered our convo too. Pretty cool guy. Yeah, that is reassuring when they remember you. Okay, thanks, Derek. Gotcha. Yep.
Oh, get off. Oh.
Mind if I keep this closed? What's that? All right. So I got. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a look at my business partners. I'll let you know. Okay. For sure, this person said. And gave me the email.
He's going crazy scratching, and I'm getting in the shower, so I cannot monitor.
Okay. Go ahead and send this over to this woman. And I'll.
Do I close it or what?
No, you can leave it open. Just sent it. It should be coming from this company. Take a look and let me know if there's any interest. We have a time scheduled for this weekend if you'd like to walk the property. Zach says, thanks for reaching out. Absolutely. I'm always looking. My email is this if you can share additional information. Let me make sure that I already added that to my Buyers list. Oh, it looks like this guy was the 6th person on my buyers list. So I'll come over here and this to him. And I'll say the same thing. Just since it should be coming from this company name, take a look and let me know if there's any interest. We have a time scheduled for this weekend, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. That's everybody. Got another post here. Start some new conversations. Hey, Richard, saw you commented on something. Looking for something else? New Western. Has anybody in here ever done a deal with New Western? I'm curious. Some guy almost had me convinced the other day. I didn't know that they double close. I always thought it was a 50-50 JV split, but it sounds like they it's like a realtor, like kind of like the add your fee on top deal. It's like it sounds like they will come to an agreement with you, and then let's say you get a $10,000 assignment fee. It sounds like they are comfortable and willing to just take $2,000 if they can find a buyer that's $2,000 over. But the problem with that is you're giving them an option period, and if they can't find a buyer, then that really throws you off. So I don't know. I haven't bought into the concept of New Western yet, but I don't know. Maybe if the deal flow is just so robust and like abundant that I can't keep up with marketing all the deals, maybe I will start kicking them over to somebody like that. But probably not anytime soon. I would much rather just hire somebody on Fiverr to do what I'm doing, scan these Facebook posts and do exactly what I'm doing, as opposed to coughing up like a good leaving instead of leaving money on the table. You know what I mean? Although it would cost money, but probably not as much money as I would leave on the table if I were to pass it off to somebody like that. Check your DM. I'm on it. This person said, hey, let me check back and see if they respond. Either way, though, people still buying the first Christian hit me up, said he'll be there at 11. Cool. Also, a buyer called me from one of my bandit signs looking for a property to take on next. His name is Ryan. This is his number. I told him you'll call him, so maybe call him right now on live. I'm about to do that. I'm going to also put out more bandit signs this week. All right, let me call him. See what's going on.
You've reached the cell phone of Mike Ware. Please leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi there. My name is Derek. I was given this number by my business partner, Jared. I believe somebody had gotten in contact with him looking for some real estate investment projects. I believe somebody by the name of Ryan had reached out to him and let him know that myself, I was going to reach out to him and provide him with some opportunity. We have 2 properties right now that we're looking to assign our interest in to an end buyer. So if you'd like to get back a hold of me, the best number to reach me at is this number here, area code 832-617 property, you can feel free to either call me or shoot me a text with your email, and I can send you over the details of these properties and when there is a scheduled time to walk the property this weekend if there is any interest. Thanks. Talk to you soon. That threw me off. I don't know if you heard that, Jared, but the message was Mike. I gave you the wrong number. This guy. All right. Calling the right number now.
Hello.
Hey, is this Ryan?
It sure is.
Ryan, how's it going? My name is Derek. I was just giving your number by my partner, Jared. I think you had called him about some possible real estate opportunity.
Yeah, man, I saw y'all's bandit sign. I figured y'all were some wholesalers or something like that, or possible. I'm pretty sure y'all do it all. But I figured maybe y'all had some properties y'all were looking to offload or anything and wholesale.
Yep, you are correct. We got 2 properties right now. We're under contract direct to seller, and we're looking to assign our interest in those contracts here. Are there any specific areas, and I'm asking more so just out of curiosity now, any specific areas or price points that you prefer?
Yeah, actually, I prefer up north, anywhere from the Springs, Klein area, going up to Montgomery County.
Okay.
Simply because it's kind of my stomping ground.
Sure.
It's where I live, and I do a lot of sweat equity, so I'd rather just kind of do a lot of the work myself.
Yeah.
So I like to just go after work.
Sure. That makes sense. And you're comfortable with like any level of rehab?
I like to stay away from big ticket items.
Right.
I know the majority of the properties are going to need a new roof, but anything with the foundation issue or anything like that, typically like to stay away from. No flooded properties or anything. As long as the AC is running, heater works, furnace works, and AC flows, I'm good with that.
All right. Cool. What's the best email for you? Like I said, we got 2 properties right now. I can send you over all the details and a couple links with the pictures to these. And you can, hopefully check them out. Let me know if you're interested. With one of them, we have a walkthrough scheduled for Saturday morning. So if there is any interest, you kind of caught us at the best time. You can get out there and take a peek yourself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me give you my email address.
All right. I'm ready when you are. I will send these off right now, and I'll follow up with a text once I do that. Again, my name is Derek, and I'll be sure to take note of kind of what you had mentioned, and I'll be sure to round back with any future opportunity as well if something kind of meets this criteria here.
Yeah, for sure, man. And pretty much purchase price, I like to pretty much stay under 200K. That's kind of like where I like to manage my risk.
Sure.
It's kind of like a sweet spot for me.
Sure.
Especially if I'm doing a project solo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so.
That makes sense. All right. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you reaching out to Jared. I'm glad that we were able to connect, and be on the lookout for that email. It'll be coming from Pathfinder Properties. And like I said, I'll follow up with a text right after I send it so you know.
All right, cool, man. Derek, what's your last name?
My last name is Wilson.
Wilson? All right, man, cool. I appreciate you, Miss Wilson. My name is Ryan Diaz. Looking forward to seeing what you got and hopefully doing some deals with you later.
Definitely. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, brother. Take care.
You too. All right. So you can see, like, a pretty decent call. If anything, now I know that, to be honest, these probably won't be up his alley, but now I know what is up his alley, on the next ones. So he says, Spring to Montgomery, Spring Branch to what is he referring to? I know there's like so many different springs in the area. There's Spring, the city. There's Spring Branch. What the other guy says? Let's see what he's talking. But he's talking North Houston up to Montgomery County, which is even further North Houston. He says that's where he's stomping. I think he's talking Spring to Montgomery County. So he's talking North Houston, not like North downtown Houston. He's talking like 30, 40 miles north of Houston, which is cool. But you know what I mean? Like these probably won't be the best areas for him. He tries to stay away from big ticket items. So he wants one that has no foundation issues, no flooding, and a workable AC. So neither of these properties have working central AC, I don't think. I believe they were all window units. This one sits in a flood zone. I don't think there's any foundation issues to either of the two properties, but that's nothing that I'm able to really verify. Per the seller, there's no foundation issues, right? And then he likes to stay under 200K. Obviously, both of these will be under 200K purchase price. Well, not obviously, but both of these will be under 200K purchase price. But I just don't think that the other criteria really matches up. But I'll send him an email regardless with the opportunity. Sounds pretty legit too. Yeah, he's for sure a cash buyer, definitely. Spring, Texas towards Woodlands. Yeah, Spring is right by me. Shit, I believe we gotta add these 50 bandit signs left. A lot got taken down though. Okay, yeah. So I'll go ahead and send him. First, I'm going to add him to the buyers list before I forget. And I'm not going to add him to my master. Well, first I'm going to search to make sure that he's not in my master list. He's not. So I'm going to add him to my vetted buyers list. Yes is his name. Number. I'll say call Jared's bandit sign. Likes to invest. Spring. I'm gonna say north of Houston from Spring to Montgomery County, as this is where he lives. Likes to stay away from major rehabs like foundation issues or properties that have flooded. Prefers PP purchase price under 200K. His email over to my Gmail account. I will say 77011 and 77022 investment opportunity. I will grab this one. I'm just going to send them actually in two different emails. I will find last time I sent this. Then I'll follow up and say, hey, Ryan, just sent 2 separate emails your way for the 2 properties, 2 different properties. If there's any interest in either one, please let me know. The one in 77022, there is a time this weekend to walk the one in 77022 if you'd like. I got a couple more people. I have a question. We are able to see the properties before to sign the contract. Yes, if you like to walk the property with, we have a time scheduled at 11 a.m. this Saturday. Please let me know if you'd like to be there so I can confirm a head count for him. Now I'm going to come over here and say that this person has expressed interest in seeing the property so that if I don't get something confirmed, I can round back. This person says, yes, please send it to me. I will do that. Come back over to her and say, just sent it. Take a look. Let me know if you want to walk it. She gave me the thumbs up. Just reaching out to some people who are, again, commenting on other people's posts, and I am adding them to my buyers list as well, regardless of whether or not they're responding to me. Hopefully they eventually do respond to me. I just can't imagine that everybody to reach out to me the second that I reach out to them. Although a lot of people do. You'd be surprised, especially with Facebook, when people have like post notifications turned on their phone. Anybody who's really about their money and about their real estate game will get back to you ASAP. just not going to bother to email them individually if they aren't showing interest right now. You know what I mean? That's why I like to add them to my list, so that when I go to send something to this list on this property tomorrow morning is when I plan on sending something new out about the showing scheduling, or the showing being scheduled rather. That's I can send that in confidence, knowing that everybody who I at least saw today show interest in properties in this area are going to get that email as well. The true last name. Somebody messaged me. Emily says, send all details to my email. I can do that. Let's see if that's the email that I took down for her. Seems to be. So now I will go through the effort of emailing her individually. And let her know that it's just sent and it's coming from my company name, and that if there's interest, you can walk the property this weekend. And again, all of these people who are at least asking about it or like saying, yeah, send through the details, I'm going to follow up with them tomorrow and be like, hey, did you get a chance to look at it? Because I did that today, and it resulted in somebody saying, yeah, I took a look. I am interested. And yeah, I'll walk the property this weekend. So I let you know, I live in Austin, but I have my business partners in Houston. Do you have more properties there? Okay, please do let me know. Love to have you. Yes, we have one other in zip this. I'll email you that one right now to check out as well. Thank you so much. Of course, send it over. Which one is this now? There it is. Oh snap. Okay. Almost done scanning for this zip code in all of the groups that I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and skip over all these because these are all land deals. So I got 3 more posts to cover. 8 comments on this one. This is a property that I've already seen, but new people to reach out to. All right, 2 more posts to get through. 26 comments on this one. Ooh. Wow, so I actually reached out to this guy in 2018. What a trip. When I was trying to do digital marketing for small business owners, I reached out to this guy because he was looking to get a website developed. And I was just playing middleman with website developers and people who wanted websites. And I was essentially wholesaling websites, just upcharging people who wanted the website friendly. And it's just trippy that pretty full circle. May be wrong in doing this too, but I judge people based off what's on their Facebook. So if this guy commented and he has a domain that sounds like properties, but just by hovering over his name, it'll pull up the little information. I have 61 mutual friends, and it says he works at Panda Express and Starbucks. And to me, that just kind of screams that he's not an actual cash buyer. You know what I mean? So I'm judging. Not much. What do you ask? Okay. Yep. Give me a minute. This was a really good post right here. Getting a lot of people. Warner says, sure, please send. I'll say, will do. Is this still the best email for you? He says, yes, sir. Okay, I will copy and paste that. Oops, here. I will say just sent. Look. Justin says, sure, send details. I will say, great. Is this still the best email for you? Okay, got it. We'll take a look at it later this evening. Thanks. Thank you. So assuming that that's the best email for Justin, I'm going to go ahead and send it off. Jerry says, we have stopped investing in real estate. Thanks. So I will go ahead and find him on my buyer list. Delete him. Kimberly says, sure. And I will say, great is still the best email for you. So I think I've reached out to everybody that I want to reach out to. Except for these two people, just waiting for them to get back to me on whether or not that's the best email for them. And then I have one last post with 3 comments here, and it's nothing. I've seen that post before. David said, of course. And I'll say, perfect. Is this still the best email for you? Yes. Great. Just sent it. It should be coming from Pathfinder. Take a look. You know, if you're interested, we have a time scheduled this weekend if you'd like to walk the property. All right. Hey, man, says Don, any deals so far? Yeah, we got 200 contracts that I'm just hustling to try to get dispoed. So one of them is a little bit more favorable. The more recent one, we have a schedule showing for Saturday morning. Been able to get 3 people confirmed, more like 2 people confirmed. One of them is kind of on the fence, but yeah, just looking to get as many people confirmed for the walkthrough as possible. I have one offer sight unseen. It was kind of not a legitimate offer, but more so just throwing out a ballpark figure. But that figure that he threw out was 20,000 over what we have it contracted at. So I don't really see there being an issue getting this one moved. It's just a matter of reaching out to as many people as possible and getting in front of as many buyers as possible. The other one sounds like the tenant was supposed to be out by Sunday, but she made another excuse saying that she needs another week turns out that the seller drove by the property and it does look like the tenant is moving her belongings out. So that's at least reassuring. Kind of holding off on marketing that one because it's a hoarder house and a lot of people want to go on site and look at the property, but the tenant was making that difficult. So once it becomes vacant, it'll be a whole lot easier. I can market it as a vacant property and just have people go there at their own convenience, hopefully after we get a lockbox put on the property. I didn't know that. Did you make a business out of creating websites, or was it more of a side hustle? Sincere, it wasn't. It was like a side hustle. I was still working a 9 to 5 and stuff, but I've done pretty much a little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything. How long you been wholesaling? He's working on finding a buyer. Yeah, yeah. I'm about to hop off right now, though. I just went through all of the Facebook group posts that had the zip code of our subject property in the post. Went through every single post, and individually reached out to everybody. Said, "Hey, I saw that you're interested in a property in this zip code. I have one that I'm looking to assign. Do you want to take a look at this one?" And been adding all of those people to my buyers list and sending them off individual messages, hoping that I can get a couple more people on the hook for showing up to the walkthrough on Saturday morning. Then said, "Hi, I'm interested." I will say, I don't know if I had his email. What's the best email for you? So I'm getting ready to call it. Pull up Craigslist so that I don't forget to repost it to there a couple more times before the end of the night. That's it. I'm going to do a little bit of the same every day leading up to Saturday morning. Probably going to call through to more realtors tomorrow to have them toss it around to some buyers. Other than that, yeah, Sarah says, okay, so this, I'll be here all night if I don't remove myself from the computer. Justin Green said, yep, that's still the best email. All right, now I'm really done. I swear. Appreciate you guys coming on a just about 4 hour stream, like 3 hours, 45 minutes. Just been hustling, trying to find a buyer, trying to line them up. I'm finding that it is just all really the same as acquisition. It's just a numbers game, trying to get it in front of as many people as possible, and trying to get it in front of the right people as well. Just as acquisitions, it's one thing to call as many people as possible, but in order to really make good use of your time and money, you want to get in front of the right people. And I'm finding that it's very similar in disposition as well. So, address not found. Yeah, so he has to get back with me with his email. So I appreciate you guys. Love all you guys. Had some people hop in here and share their successes, which I love. Do me a favor, check out the links in the description before you leave, and hit that like and subscribe button before you leave as well if you haven't already. Check out the links in the description, the Instagram link for myself, as well as the Discord group. I'd love to have any and all of you guys in that Discord group so that we can kind of share our success moving forward and keep each other motivated. Just really surround each other with people in the business, And I already have a couple people in there talking about possibly working together. There's only like 20 people, 22 or so people in the group, but the more people that get in there, the higher the chance, the higher the likelihood of people who are in the same market being in there as well, which is what I was referring to. Some people out in Florida are gonna, seem like they're gonna connect and try to make something shake. So I'd love to have you guys in there, and hopefully we can connect and make something happen as well in the future. Okay, peace, Derek. Of course, sincere quotes. Pleasure kind of chatting with you today, and I wish you luck on the beginning of your wholesaling venture. Please do keep us updated on everything that you got going, and hop in the Discord and share some success stories with us. We'd love to have you. Appreciate all you guys, and I will see you on the next one being tomorrow. Till then, peace.